everybody in First of all, I hope you enjoyed the film that you've seen, and welcome to the LGBT Centre following the parade today. I'll come on to that just in a second. Just to turn around and say that obviously it's wonderful that people have come here after the parade. This is a free event, and we're determined in the future, and maybe Jeff will perhaps mention something a little bit later on about putting some stuff on to make sure that people can come along to the parade and then be able to enjoy the day and not think of whether or not they can afford actually to go there in the first place. That's what we think that it's got to be about a bit more about community. So thanks to everybody for coming. Thanks to the LGBT Centre for putting this and hosting this today. And I have to say this, what a wonderful occasion it's been today. Certainly, I had a lot of pride when I was marching today with the trade union block. And I think that's what the trade union movement's all about, getting people together and turning around and having a presence like we had today. I thought was absolutely, utterly marvellous. There was 10 different unions there today. I'm not going to name them because if really good to see. I'm not going to name them, because if I miss one out, then I'll get such a kicking off them. It just takes like forever to get over it. So I won't, but you know, I do have to say that I thought it was absolutely marvellous, and the turnout and everything else. And you know, I do believe that's what trade unions are all about. You see, when I was talking today, when I first arrived there this morning, the press were there wanting to chat with the lesbian and gay minor support group, and I met up with them. And they said, don't you get a lot of trade union people at events like this? And I said, yeah, you do. And they said, why do you think that is? I said, I'll tell you why I think it is. It's because solidarity and equality, to me, are pretty much the same thing. And in unions, you don't have to hide. You can be who you are. Because the union don't look at you and think you gay, you straight, you black or you white, you able or disabled. The union looks at you and says you're a person. You belong to us and we look after you now. That's what unions do. And that's why I think there's a lot of people that come to events like this, because mostly, to some of them anyway, it's probably the first place they could ever feel confident enough to come out and say to people, this is the real me and who I am. And I think that's what the trade union movement give us as people and give us as workers as well. So I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud to be here today. I'm really proud on behalf of the Midlands TUC to be chairing this question and answers panel. Joining us Nicola Field. Nicola's one of the original members from the Lesbian Gay Support the Miners group. He's the trade union coordinator for them now. Dave Cliff is a former National Union Mine Workers, now PCS full-time official. I won't ask you what union you prefer there, Dave. We've also got Grethly Roberts as well, just on the right, on my far right, probably for the first time. It's Mike Jackson. So if you'd like to say a couple of words, then we'll open it up to questions and answers. I don't know who goes first.
Well, we're really proud to be here in Birmingham. It's a real treat to be allowed to lead the march today. And for me, and I'm sure for all of us as well, just to see it completely dominated by the trade union movement, that's the way to go. So thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I'd just reiterate what Mike said. I mean, I think now more than ever it's important that we see ourselves as part of a progressive movement in the way that perhaps 30 years ago we did, and most people in the lesbian gay community no longer do. We grow from, our community comes from a struggle for social justice and social change. That's what we're about. We need to remind ourselves of that. And trade unions are absolutely central to that. So we need trade unions, and trade unions need us.
I was proud to march with you today. It's still very emotional, 30 years on, you might be but the support you were given by Lesbian Gay Support the Miners is phenomenal. Anybody who's seen the film Nine Apples in Your All That, only touches on that support. It doesn't give the full picture. What struck me today was not the size of the march or the trade union involvement, it was the people in Birmingham lining the route. That was fantastic. And I just hope that that carries on in the future.
Thanks. I found it a stunning experience to be solidarity and love, really, which I'd never experienced before in my life. I just feel that it's really important that we don't get caught up in nostalgia, but that we are, as Gethin and Mike have said, we use the spirit of solidarity that the film Pride has awakened and inspired in people to build real defence organisation and solidarity against the vicious austerity programme that we are undergoing at the moment. And there's going to be a march in London on the 20th of June, and I just hope that everybody here will be not just going on that march, but bringing everyone you know and your fellow students, colleagues, family, friends, everybody. And I just also want to say that, you know, going through that kind of sea of welcome and of support and joy with this incredible block that I just had to keep turning around and looking at. I couldn't believe it was there. Like, really, is this really happening? And then we came to a load of barriers, and that was where, if you could pay 20 quid, you could go in, otherwise, fuck off.
Well, yeah.
It's not what a political movement is about. That is not what our movement is about. And I really hope that next year we see the back of that. Absolutely see the back of that. And they, you know, there'll be a free trade union event, as I understand it, in Birmingham next year. And, you know, there'll be history, you know, because we're the future.
Okay, thanks for that. Now it's an opportunity really for yourselves to ask any questions that you've got of the wonderful people we've got today. Anybody want to go first?
Nicola, would you say that there was a sense of innocence more when you did your march than today, sort of thing, because of